Hey everyone, welcome back to Chozo Archives. My name is Ethan, and this is my channel where we discuss all things Metroid related. Today, we're making a Metroid Prime 4 Beyond wish list. Basically, I'm going to tell you what I hope to see in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and you can let me know in the comments what you all want to see. While you're at it, please consider subscribing to the channel for more Metroid content in the future. I'm trying to reach that beautiful 1,000 subscriber mark within the next few months. Anyways, let's get started. If there's one thing I want most from Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, it's the return of the Hunters. All of them. Or at least most of them, besides Sylux, of course, who we already know is the supposed main antagonist. Metroid Prime Hunters was one of those weird experimental offshoots that most people played once, got hand cramps from the DS stylus, and never thought about again. But it had something that stuck. It introduced a whole cast of alien bounty hunters, each with their own weapons, backstories, and agendas, and somehow they all felt like they belonged in Samus's universe, just slightly out of sync with her, like distorted versions of what she could have been if she'd made different choices. That's what makes me want them back. Hunters like Weevil, Candon, Noxus, Trace, Spire, they weren't just random enemies, they were potential rivals, extensions of Samus's story. They all had different reasons for chasing power, and each of them hinted at corners of the galaxy that we never got to see. And speaking of Weevil, if I had to pick just one to return, it would be him. A half-space pirate cyborg who's literally been grafted into his own armor. I absolutely love his design. As a kid, I remember seeing his arm energy sword for the first time and thinking it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Imagine walking into the Federation research outpost early in Prime 4, scanning the wreckage, and finding traces of Weevil's presence. Not in a dramatic cutscene, but just quiet evidence. Scorch marks, splintered plating, maybe even an audio log left behind. Something that hints he's out there, working his own agenda, or is in cahoots with Sylux and maybe the other hunters as well. Then, later, maybe mid-game, he shows up. He's not the big bad, just a quick cameo in the background hinting at a larger role in the future. And if Retro really wants to go big, they could include the other hunters too. Maybe not all playable, but present in some way. Trace lurking in the shadows with his sniper rifle, Noxus representing that colder, moralistic side of alien bounty culture, and Candon, which some people believe has already made an appearance in the latest trailer. The Prime trilogy, for all its excellence, often felt lonely. Intentionally so, but still, reintroducing rival hunters gives that sense that Samus isn't the only one exploring these ruins and chasing these mysteries. Plus, there's the simple nostalgia factor. Hunters released almost 20 years ago, and its cast was way too cool to waste. Retro has the perfect opportunity to fold that lost spin-off into canon in a meaningful way. We already know Sylux is back, so why stop there? If you're going to bring him back, why not go all the way? Next up on my wish list is a real multiplayer mode. And okay, I know, the moment you say multiplayer and Metroid in the same sentence, someone out there gets angry. Metroid is about isolation, Metroid doesn't need co-op, you're ruining the atmosphere. But a real multiplayer mode, done right, could actually expand the Prime formula in a way that makes sense. Hunters already proved the idea worked mechanically, it just needed better controls, better pacing, and a modern platform that doesn't require you to risk arthritis. I'm not talking about turning Metroid into a generic shooter. I don't want Metroid Battle Royale or Samus with a battle pass. I'm talking about a PvP mode that feels like a natural extension of what Metroid Prime already is. Basically, take the structure of Halo's Slayer mode, tight, contained matches with a focus on positioning and weapon control, and filter it through Metroid Prime's atmosphere and movement. No mindless chaos, just a handful of players in meticulously designed alien arenas hunting each other. Retro could take everything that worked about Hunters, the morph ball combat, the alt forms, the weapon variety, and refine it. And let's be real, if any franchise deserves a proper Slayer-style mode, it's Metroid. The gunplay and movement have always had a rhythm to them, slower than Halo, but more deliberate. You could easily build a PvP experience around that pacing. Weapon pickups could work the same way as Halo. The power beam is your default, reliable and balanced, but the wave beam, ice beam, plasma beam, dark beam, light beam, etc. spawn at specific map intervals, forcing players to contest control points. The result is a match that's half shooter, half strategy, less about twitch reflexes and more about controlling the combat. And of course, Metroid's iconic scanning mechanic would be perfect for this. Imagine being able to scan the environment to track your opponent or discover which weapon they're holding. You could even give players their own visor mode. One hunter might use thermal vision to spot cloaked enemies, another might have X-ray vision to detect movement through thin walls. And the best part, it wouldn't even have to interfere with the main campaign. Keep it as a separate, self-contained mode, which would give players a reason to keep playing long after they finish the story. Unfortunately, we haven't seen anything hinting at multiplayer yet, so we'll see. Now, the third thing I want from Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and this one might be the most important, is a cliffhanger. A real, meaningful one that points to the future. We've been waiting so long for this game that it feels like the end of an era, honestly, but it shouldn't be. It should be the beginning of something new. Prime 4 doesn't need to tie up every loose end. In fact, it shouldn't. What made the original trilogy special was that each game expanded the universe without closing it off. The story of Samus Aran is ever growing. Every time you think it's over, there's another layer beneath it, another mystery, another civilization, another enemy. That's what keeps the series alive. So when the credits roll on Prime 4, I don't want resolution, I want questions. Questions that linger. What happens to Samus after all this? Where does Sylux go next? What does the Federation know that we don't? Because for all the years we've spent waiting, it'd be kind of tragic if Prime 4 turned out to be the last stop. Samus deserves more than that, Retro deserves more than that, and especially the fans deserve more than that. Give us a reason to keep speculating, keep talking, and remain in a constant state of hype. That's what Metroid has always done best, even during intense droughts. And honestly, that would make sense tonally too. The subtle Beyond practically begs for it. Beyond what? Beyond the Prime series? Beyond Samus? Beyond the known galaxy? Ending on a cliffhanger makes the title make sense. It would turn the word from a tagline into a statement of purpose. If Retro plays it right, this could be the bridge between eras, the end of the Prime saga and the start of whatever comes next. Maybe something set far in the future, maybe something that finally connects the Prime series to the broader timeline. There are 100 different directions they could go, but the important thing is that they leave the door open. We don't need every answer, just a reason to keep looking. Well, there you have it. That's the wish list. Bring back the hunters, add multiplayer done right, and end on a cliffhanger that promises the future. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel for more Metroid content in the future. Thank you for watching, you guys, and as always, have an amazing rest of your day.